Look how shit this cover is. I mean, look, it's a shit shot of a shit monster, which is a bad recreation of something far better. But okay, even that being said, this is probably one of the better issues. Well, no, I'm not interested in any of this. No. I'm not interested in anything in the current series at all. Okay, the William Russell stuff is good. So you got 2, 4, 6, a 10-page of William Russell. I like this What If article. So you have 2, 4, 6, 16 pages that I would read. Space Museum Facts and Fiction is always fun. And review. Yeah, you got out of 83 pages, I would say you got 16 banging pages of articles. After than that, I mean, this one just confuses me. Like, how are you going to display that so you can see it? I just don't understand it, right? I don't understand it. Fine, but let's look at Russell D. Davies's column. Oh, man, why are they moving shit around? I can never find anything anymore. There we go, right at the beginning. By the way, I think this is a frame from the Doctor Who backup strips collection. Hasn't even been shipped yet, right? I ordered this, I don't know, on the 2nd of this month, I think, 1st or 2nd. Hasn't even been shipped yet. Crazy. Okay, this month we celebrate. This month's a celebratory encounter, brings back some happy childhood memories. But what was the Doctor Who story that went around and around? I don't know. Let's see what they have to say. So I was in the BBC New Broadcasting House, and I bumped into Louis Theroux. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a showbiz story. Oh, God. It's extreme. I mean, how do you make Russell D. Davies even more insufferable? Have him tell a showbiz story. I saw this headline on Twitter, I think for the New York Post, about they said this tenant of a New York building was terrorizing everybody by running around naked and hammering on people's doors and stuff. But I thought it said David Tennant. I was like, oh man, that has to be my go-to story, right? No, it was just a tenant. Okay, this is going to be a showbiz story. Oh, just imagine. Yeah, yes, there are lots to talk about with the next season just gone. Not really. I don't want to talk about any of it. Honestly, it just was a massive, massive failure. And come back next month when I have important things to say about Ruby Sunday and that woman, but I don't really give a shit. I mean, where is that picture of Millie Gibson a couple of people sent me, which is perhaps one of the greatest pictures of all time. Anyway, this is worth taking a little bit of a detour to find it. Is it over here? Because it is one. Oh, here it is. Okay, if you were unsure if there's any opposition on the Millie Gibson Awesome switch, you will find out from this picture. No, there is not. There is no opposition in the Millie Gibson Awesome switch. Can I get this open up? Doink. There you go, Millie. Hang on. Now I've totally lost my place. There we go. Look at this. Okay, not only am I funny, and I would laugh at any joke you have, darling, I also have nice titties too. I mean, Millie, how'd you get any freaking better? Oh, you're so well off outside that shit show of Doctor Who. You're so well off. You're so much better than anything they put on screen, right? Head and shoulders above everybody. Fine. So be a showbiz story. Do you see how I recoiled from that in horror and fear as soon as he said, "Oh God, help me"? No. There's been a lot to talk about. Okay, fine, right. Woman, but come on, showbiz is calling, so bear with me. Yes, lovey. Everybody loves a lovey, don't they? I don't really know Louis Theroux. We've never met, although though I'm a fan, and I know him to say hello to. But I once ended up on a Zoom with him. He's lovely, and I know he's the son of Doctor Who. Oh, really? Who's his father? I know his son is a fan of Doctor Who. Fine, I thought it was the son of someone who played the Doctor. As I think Louis was when he was young. So we say that clumsy hello of people who've only ever met on Zoom. I say, It's you. Oh, yes, how marvelous. In the flesh. Oh, just imagine. Glorious. And he's a very clever man. He quickly gets to the heart of what I'm thinking. You know, I would say that about that smug face. Just, you know what? I just want to get a sock and fill it with human excrement and slap in the face with it. No, I don't. That's just a joke. I don't recommend physical violence, right? By the way, something really annoying me is all the people say, oh, man, Donald Trump should have died. What a pity he missed. Somebody should try again. We've always said on this side of the aisle that free speech ends where it's a call to actual violence. And there is no comparison whatsoever for canceling somebody because he used an example of somebody not using pronouns or something like that, something really incongruous, and getting somebody being fired because they call for actual violence, right? There's no comparison whatsoever. All right. Yes, we're watching, he says. Phew. And then he says, it's great, but we've just paused halfway through Dot and Bubble, so I haven't seen it. What the hell is he talking about? He's a very clever man. He quickly gets to the heart of what I'm thinking. Yes, we're watching, he says. Did he say? Yeah, in the flesh. And he's already fine. So yes, he's watching. Well, we only just paused halfway through Dot and Bubble, so I haven't seen that properly yet. Just get out now, Louis. Just get out now. Don't bother, right? Has Lindy met Ricky September, or is Bertie Lester's leg still visible? Okay, but Louis goes on saying it's great now. It's not. Doctor Who is really genuinely shit now, because you can look up all the old stories from the Whoniverse. Well, that is nice. I agree with you. On the iPlayer, and they've just had a wonderful time. Him and his son watching. What's it called? The one with the dragon in London and the Chinese god. And that marvelous man who's the owner of the theatre. He keeps talking brilliantly. It's so clever. I said, the Challenge of Weng Chiang. I hope you told your son, about the trigger warning, because who knows what could happen. Challenge of Weng Chiang again. This is Russell T Davis's go-to methodology. Nostalgia, member berry. No heterosexuality whatsoever. Every man loves sucking a dick, right? That is the queer era of Doctor Who. Oh, look, there's a chick with a dick. Yeah. But look, there's also Unit. Ooh. And that was, again, if you see how shit Unit is, I don't see how what it does in terms of nostalgia, right? That Unit is just with Lenny Rush on his little, what was it, mobility scooter or whatever he's on with machine guns in it. I hated it. And then you compare it to Challenge of Weng Chiang. Not me. I start quoting Crone's dialogue from part 1. Never seen anything like it in all my puff. Louis says. Lewis is hooting. Fuck me. I'm so sick of you talking about hooting. It's amazing. When the shine comes off, the shine fucking comes off, doesn't it? Yes, that's it. He says, the dialogue is so well written in that. Yeah, nothing like today. It's so tight. Every line counts. And yes, and it's full of character and wit. I say written by Robert Hose, one of the all-time greats. At this point, Jane Tranter arrives. Because she says, what the fuck have you done, Doctor Who? What the fuck do you do, Doctor Who? Nobody's watching it. It's tanking. It's failing big time. Just imagine. I don't have to. I've seen the ratings. Hello, everybody. Big hug, Lewis. She knows everyone, of course. I'm aware that behind us, a huge BBC screen is showing Shooty reaching out into the time vortex, and to complete the picture, is that when Sutek was a little doggy on a leash being dragged through the vortex? Oh God, it was awful. And to complete the picture, across the foyer, a security guard sits next to a replica of the TARDIS, and behind that, far down, where the fuck are they? Far down a corridor, a dark bronze, a Dalek, a bronze Time War. Never doubt that this place loves Doctor Who. Well, if you love Doctor Who, why don't they take a relentless shit on it? Lewis hasn't stopped. Hasn't stopped. Lewis hasn't stopped. He wonders what's the other story from years ago. There's lots of guests, and there's a whole thing. It goes round and around, and it's round, and it sort of doesn't stop. What is that? I mean, is it Carnival Monsters? Because they have a picture of it over there. And what can that be? I mean, like, okay, if it's Carnival fucking Monsters. Fuck not Jason Quinn. Like, what's wrong with you? You just spoiled the gap. What can that be? I am determined not to be beaten. Identifying old stories in BBC HQ with Louis Theroux's. I am born for this, but I'm stumped. I feel a slight rising panic. And he says, what do you mean, guess? He says, it's like they're in a party at which point my mind jumps track, and we go to this magazine. Back when a Doctor Who weekly, yes, you guessed, yes, you used to get all this weekly. It was, I think, 24 pages a week, and then they upped it to 36 pages a month, right? For like nearly double the price. But I think actually, I prefer it monthly. Panic Rider. Yes, it was a strip called Ship of Fools with Croton. The Sideman with Feelings. By the way, Croton Sideman Feelings. One of the high points of Doctor Who, I think. Look at that artwork by Steve Dillon. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The golden days, as opposed to the shitty days we're in now. The comedy called Ship of Fools, Croton, blah blah blah. Time looping party. I asked, did you read the comics when you were young? Were you on board some kind of space flight? Were they on board some kind of space flying Dutchman? No, it's Carnival of Monsters because you had a picture of it up the top. Okay. Jason Quinn is a right? No, it wasn't a Flying Dutchman, but yes, you're right. There was some sort of boat, and I say, leaping back to 1973, it's Carnival of Monsters. They're on board a ship that keeps time looping, and it turns out they're trapped in a big miniaturized exhibit thing. The Miniscope. Yes, that's the one, and we hoot. Fuck off with your fucking hooting. How about making a Doctor Who that's not shit? How about that for a change? How about not hooting? Oh, how about not filling everything with with gay cum dripping out of every orifice of the TARDIS? I mean, even the titles, right? Even the titles looks very suspect. Here, let me show you this 1 second. Go. Now, this is what Disparu pointed this out, and man, once you see it, you can't unsee it, which is like the weird thing. Where is it, Don? RTD2. It's let's pull up an episode. Church Rose Babies. Devil's Court. I'll piss off. Do they have the last one here? All right, yeah. I was looking for like 13. I forgot we're in like, you know. Yeah, I'm going to turn the music off so I don't get zapped, but yeah. Oh, God. One of the worst cliffhangers of all time, right? Oh, I'm the Doctor, and I don't know what to do. Like, what's wrong with you? Now, all of this looks a lot like lots and lots of anal sphincters that the TARDIS is going down. Look at that. Look, little buttholes. Oh, more buttholes, space buttholes everywhere. Oh, we're going to plug that hole. And it comes, right? Everything's going down tight little holes, right? I am sorry. Okay, that's what we're here. Let's see if we can see Lenny Rush fire his... there it is. This is so shit.
I bring Sutek's dust.
Open fire!
I mean, Sutek's dust of death, so shit compared to Gift of Death, isn't it? And there's again, and it's even more stupid with Yasmin Finney there for no reason other than to be a chick with a dick. Like this is like. It's not as bad as Orphan 55, but mate, it's not far behind, is it? Like, what's she fucking doing? What is that? Like, what's she doing there? Ooh, just imagine we hooted. How marvelous. Fuck off. Yes, that's the one. You say with a hoot, a joy of recognition. I say that's a John Pertwee, I tell him he can find it on iPlayer. And hey, though I love classic Doctor Who, I wonder for a terrible second whether to warn him that maybe it's not the best looking episode ever made. But no, to hell with it. I don't think Drashig's look bad at all, frankly. Right? I don't think it looks bad at all. To hell with it. Look how good the idea is echoed down the years. Who cares if the prosthetic slip inside? Instead, I say with all my heart, that's one of the greatest ideas ever, and you'll love it. Well, they did that very well with the Doctor Who's what's it called again? Stadium show, right? The was it Doctor? What's that? Sound of Monsters. We had Nigel Planer play Morgan's Morgan's son. He was Morgan's son. I mean, man, the way I really, why didn't they ever put out a video of that? Right? It was. I would have bought one. Like I don't know. Like you could have had it at the concession stands and sold it on the way out. Right? It was so cleverly done the way they integrated Matt Smith into it. Right? It was a really, really great job. Anyway. See what they got to say. And then you'll love it. And then we got again, Jason Quinn is a fuck nut. It's like a fuckwit for putting that there. And then we got to go, bye-bye, nice to meet you, but Jade and I head off. But no, mindful of you, fearful reader, I run back and say to Lewis, I write a page in Doctor Who magazine every month, and this would be a great little story. Do you mind? Not at all, he says, and we're all sanctioned. I wouldn't think to do that. Okay, but it's funny to think that, think for a couple of minutes, there they were, Carnival and Weng Chiang hanging in the air. No, they're still going to be around 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now. Space Babies is never going to be remembered again, right? They're going to be remembered as well as Nikolai Tesla's Night of Terror, was it? Like, nobody gives a shit, right? And that even wasn't the worst episode of Jodie by a long way. But Talons of Weng Chiang and Carnival Monsters, yes, they will be, even with their ropey special effects, they will still be around, right? They will definitely still be around. Back in the, hanging in the air, bristling and popping with zesty life. And here we are in 2024. Back in the day when Barry Letts produced Carnival and Philip Hinchcliffe produced Weng Chiang, they worked out of a cramped brown offices in Union House in Shepherd's Bush and made fucking gold. Well, you have all the money in the world and you can't make anything. Like, nothing memorable has come out from your era at all. I mean, the only thing that's memorable is how relentlessly shit it is. And it is relentlessly shit. I mean, let's be fair. It's relentlessly shit. So we're up to in Union House in Shepherd's Bush, all tiles and wood and cigarette smoke. Those precious episodes were shown once and they thought never again. I know. But again, quality lasts forever. Thought never again. Today we are gleaming in technology hub right at the heart of the city of London, broadcasting in formats they could never have imagined. And yet, here's their work. Their beautiful work, still alive, still available, still loved and adored, and being celebrated out loud right in the heart of the BBC. Wonderful. Yeah, I know, I understand, but that's not going to happen to your stuff. And not only that, you've tainted your initial run. I have no interest whatsoever in going back to Doctor Who 2005 to 2009. I'll watch Matt Smith. I would watch Capaldi. I have no interest in watching David. I mean, David Tennant, douchebag extraordinaire, right? Lovey moron. I have zero interest, right? Literally zero interest. You killed it, right? You killed the David Tennant era together. I mean, like David Tennant and Steve Davis together. They absolutely killed an era that I genuinely liked. And now I look at it and go, I mean, I hope one day I'll be able to come back to it. Because there's episodes there that I really did adore. I love Gridlock, right? But I don't know. Look, David, can you stop going on about wanting kids to fuck people, right? And have an adult sexuality, right? It's like, it's just gross, mate. It is just gross. I am not a fan whatsoever. Anyway. So Jason Quinn gets mentioned quite a few times in this article over here. So I've been thinking about this article a lot. What is the 5-dimensional chess going on with this, right? This is in Deadline, right? And I was on Downstream on Thursday. I can't remember who it is. Brought up the point that Deadline, along with just about everything else, is owned by Disney, right? And Disney don't let you say anything out of line about anything they do, right? Absolutely, they hold the line. No, it's fantastically successful. What? Even the Acolyte. What? I'm sorry. Let's move on. I don't. Do you not look at things like the Acolyte and you go, how? How do you relentlessly fuck up like that? And it's okay. And they're still like charging ahead with the Rey movie, right? Nobody's interested in current Star Wars because it's shit, right? It is relentless shit. So this article is basically been echoing what people like me have been saying, and I think it filtered through to Deadline, and now Deadline's broadcasting. But what's the plan with this, right? What is the plan? Is it to put Doctor Who on notice? Why would the Disney editorial allow this to be published? Because it damages their brand, right? By throwing shade on it. Are they saying we're not happy, and if things don't turn around, you're screwed? But how are they going to? I don't know why. This seems to be a weird way of putting this out in the ether. So I have a theory, right? I have a theory, and I don't know if I believe it, but it fits the facts at the very least. Why would Disney allow this sort of thing to happen? I think that this is to scare the fan base into getting in line, right? They're threatening you with cancellation if you don't get in line, shut up and consume, right? I think that seems to be, again, I have no idea, but that seems to at least be a logical reason for this. Because, why would Disney publicly throw Doctor Who under the bus when they're committed for another year? And they pay for it anyway. And for them, they paid $100 million, and they got how many? You got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 20 episodes for that, right? You got 20 episodes, and there may be. Let's say they also got the war between the sea and the land. Let's say there's 6 episodes. Let's say they got 25 episodes or 28 episodes. For them, that's an incredible bargain. That is a cheap show for them, right? They spent I thought it was 280 million, but somebody in the chat, I think, or in the comments told me it was 180 million. I really thought it was 280 million on the Acolyte. All right. Money badly spent, let us say. But here, there's so much insane spin here. Most of that coming from Doctor Who Magazine's editor, Jason Quinn. Let me find it. See if I can find him. Jason. Yeah, here we go. Like the opposite of Clayton Hickman, right? Jason Quinn, let's say, Jordan, who shares his name with a well-known UK producer, believes the critical verdict was somewhat guided by the worst episode by a distance, Space Babies. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was, people were interested and excited for David Tennant to return. They watched as soon as he returned, they got woke lecture after woke lecture after woke lecture in that episode. You had what's the name in a wheelchair, Shirley Ann Bingham. Look at me, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm a normal person. I never thought people in wheelchairs weren't normal fucking people, right? It never even occurred. You turned everybody off with that, right? And then the viewership started dwindling. I think the Wild Blue Yonder was a shit title, but a okay episode, right? A okay episode, and then you had the Toymaker one, which was okay until the ending, where you had we had the bi-generation bollocks. And look, even my daughter, who was super normie, She asked me, so what happened with Doctor Who? I said, oh man, it was awful. They did the bi-generation thing. And she said, can I watch that? So I showed it. It says, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, right? Then you had, and then Shooty Gatwa running around in his knickers. Then you had this Christmas episode where he had a giant gay dance number, which I think was his best episode by far. By far. Well, I was like interested and excited by what he was doing. But sadly, it all just fell apart, right? Like every episode just fell apart. You had Space Babies, which was low intelligence dross, I would call it. You had Devil's Cord, which is look, we have gay people and trans people and cross-dressing people. Oh, it's so, and we have an Asian Paul McCartney. Oh god, that was awful. And like every episode just fell apart. 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, they all just fell apart. Empire of Death, what a shit way to bring back Sutek. Anyway, it was described by the Guardian as a textbook example of a mid-ranking Who installment. Yeah, and they needed to knock this out of the park, and boy, did they not do that. Right? They did not knock it out of the park in any way. They were like, it was mediocre, right? In a season which had great standout stories in, it would have been okay. But to launch with that dross, it was just throwing money at the screen and seeing what went down. Takes an example of a mid-ranking Who installments and The Independent as a promising idea that never entirely came to life on screen. Yes, there's a lot of that. Jordan questions the ordering of the episodes and whether the audience was given enough exposure to Gatwa in his first outing. I just haven't seen him convincingly be the Doctor. For me, I liked him going over the rooftops. I even like the dance number with the Goblin King and how he like working out a different universe science. With the knots and the string and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting, right? I thought that could have, but it was just a brief glimpse at him, and that was it. And it wasn't enough to like get your teeth in. By the way, I've made a decision. I've got to do what I got to remaster a couple of my comic books, which hopefully won't take. I'll get that done this week, but then I'm going to spend an hour a day writing, right? Because I am going to write Ecky Thump, the guide to the Jodie Whittaker era, and then I think I might do a guide to each era of Doctor Who, right? Because there's a lot I have to say about all of them, right? So I might well do that. But yeah, Ecky Thump is coming up, right? That's something I want. Also, if you subscribe to my by the way, if you're on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter. Substack. Join my Substack, but I'm planning on doing an exclusive thing for my Substack, which is every month I want to do Rabbi magazine, which will be a parody of a girly magazine, essentially a wank mag, but with focusing on all my thumbnails, right? So I want to make it like have like in a brown paper bag kind of feel to it. But again, one of my many things I have to work on. Where are we up to? John Ross got a question on filming. He suggests that due to the in-demand star, other filming commitments. Yes, and here's the thing: Rusty Davis just thought he was the best thing since sliced bread because he gave him a hard-on. I heard that Hamish Patel was on the shortlist. He would have been fucking awesome, right? There's Hamish Patel with it. What's his name again? It played Sinwar, wasn't it, from Beastenders? And he's been in a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies. And that's it, him. I never saw it, but he seemed like the movie Yesterday, right? I think he would have been great as a Doctor, right? I think he's got a really interesting, dangerous quality about him, right? I like him in everything I've seen him in. I think he's an intelligent actor. And far more so than Shooting Gatwa, right? And he's actually a real actor because he's not focusing on being like, hey, look at me, I'm super fucking hot, right? No, I think I would be interested to see how they would have developed his character, because I just think an intelligent actor of talent would have made the scripts better, right? I just don't think Ncuti Gatwa is that good, frankly. But I honestly, who was it? Somebody described him as a cross between Sacha Dhawan and Peter Davison, right? And yeah, I would love to have seen his Doctor rather than like the constantly mugging at camera, Ncuti fucking Gatwa. So yeah, listen, it wasn't a lack of seeing Ncuti Gatwa, it was too much seeing Ncuti Gatwa. Anyway, Jason Quinn of Doctor Who magazine, the editor of Doctor Who magazine, cuts a more positive figure when pondering the latest iteration of the show. Well, of course you do. You're a corporate shill. What's great about Doctor Who is that it can kind of do anything, and that, well, no, I think this season proved they can't. You can't have queer Doctor Who, because when you have queer anything, it's just queer. If you have a story about a queer baker, it's about him being queer. If you have a story about a queer candle maker, it's about him being queer and shoving his candles up his ass, probably. If you have a story about a queer reporter, it's about him being queer. It's always about him being queer. Fine. So it can kind of do anything, and that's what this season did more than the other. And it failed. It relentlessly failed, right? A second. Oh, better. And it really did fail on every level. I'm sorry. It made not a ripple of on social media. Like, not a ripple. What's great about talking to and he says each episode was different in tone. Yes, it had no consistent feeling, right? You don't see people looking at season 14 and said, well, look at all the difference in tone. No, the tone was the same. Awesome fucking story after awesome fucking story. Right? I struggle to think of any other show that attracts so much discussion. That's actually a fair point. Elsewhere, the influx of diverse characters led tabloid press, in particular, to brand the show in terms as woke obsession and peak woke. Well, the reason that happened is because you're coming off the completely talentless Jodie Whittaker, right? Who was just epically awful as a Doctor, right? Just so insanely miscast as a Doctor, it staggers my imagination, right? She just was unable to pull it off in any way. And I can't wait till she does Big Finish, because it's going to be the opposite of Colin Baker. Colin Baker showed what a great Doctor he could have been through Big Finish, right? She's going to show that she can't act for fucking toffee. She cannot act in any way, shape, or form, right? Just like the act of insanity. And honestly, I wouldn't say I believe. I would not. I think I give it a 74% chance that it was an edict from the BBC that said, well, you've got a representation of the first female Doctor. You can't not have the first female Doctor. And, you can't say, oh, we asked her, but she said no. It's going to get back to them, right? They'll find it. They wanted her to do it. That's what I find normally drives most of Big Finish's stupid decision-making. So, pre-woke. Oh, yeah. So why was it called peak woke? Because the Jodie Whittaker era was peak 2017 woke, which was nothing mattered other than having a woman be the Doctor, or critical race theory episodes. Like there's nothing. There was no internal consistency. There was no quality whatsoever. I do think there's a lot of the window dressing got a lot better in its last year. Right? I still think it was shit. I still think she was terrible. But a lot of the window dressing of the episodes got a lot better, a lot stronger with Flux. And that's why I still think Flux is better than season 8. But anyway, people left Doctor Who in droves because it was woke shit. It was woke lecturing shit with a miscast lead, cast purely on her identity. And it was woke shit, right? And everybody would have, oh, Doctor Who's back, David Tennant's back. Well, I bet that'll be good. Oh, woke shit. And that's why it was the wokeness is really directed like the headlight, the spotlight is on it, right? And it was woke. I'm sorry. Which sources could have had? Which sources they say could have had an impact on the viewing critical response. Yeah, no. It wasn't the tabloids reporting that it was woke. It was being woke, right? But Quinn says David's brilliance lies in his ability to integrate the themes in an incidental manner. No, you did not integrate them in an incidental manner. Why was Yasmin Finney on her tablet facing off Sutek? No, it wasn't integrated in an incidental manner at all. Incidentally, if people have a problem with gay people or trans people, then yes, they are not going to like the show. No, we don't have. Nobody has a problem with gay people, right? Get that out your idiot head. No one has a problem with black people. And I'm sorry. Do you know anybody who does? Right? You like 1 in a million. It's ridiculous. Nobody has problems with black people. Nobody has a problem with gay people. I find the trans thing to be disturbing, frankly, right? I think I'm watching mental illness being directed at children to genuinely harm their bodies and destroy their lives to validate narcissists, right? That's how my view. I don't hate trans people, right? I live and let live, but trans people, they're not doing well, right? They're not here. Let me give. Did I bookmark this? I bet I did. Hang on, I think I did because that's that would really do the trick. 1 second. Bookmark folder. Oh look, there's Billie Eilish telling you to not vote for Donald Trump. Really? No. Crazy people. Lots of crazy people. No. Oh, did I not bookmark it? Oh yeah, I did. Awesome, right? This is why I'm very, very nervous. I'm in the wrong thing. There you go. 1 second. Now I've lost my place. Oh, there I was. Over here. Doink. Hang on. I've got to find where to... Okay. I got too many tabs open. That's my problem. Too many tabs, baby. Download. Yeah, let me go this way. Because this is generally what scares me about the trans movement, right? It's deeply unwell people being, what's the word I'm looking for? Not abused, being utilized. I don't know. I don't know. I think used maybe is the right word. Hang on, Dave. Where is it?
I don't know what to do. I have no answers. They're kicking me out of my hotel room because I asked them to wear an N95 mask.
I bet this. Okay, so this person is unemployed, living on benefits in a hotel. Biologically female, I believe. Believes that they're a man without a peepee, right? And obviously is being kicked out of the hotel because she's a massive disruptive pain in the ass and she's having a meltdown. Yeah, let's just.
They said that if I wanted that, I was at the wrong hotel and I had an hour to leave. I don't know where to go. I'm almost out of money. More scans just keep getting added to the docket. I don't even have one fully functioning arm at this point.
I have no idea. But like, this person is in so much pain, right? This is what mental illness looks like. There's no reason for somebody to live like this, right? I don't hate trans people. I hate people being in crisis and pain. And I hate mental illness being portrayed as a positive.
Where do I... My mom isn't answering the phone. It's not like we were estranged. I literally... Because she was super abusive. But
yeah, okay, because you're super abusive. So, like, why do you think she's not answering the phone? Do you think because you're so much fun to be around? No. Like, you should... I think you need to be in hospital. Put Billy back on the screen. 1 second. Give me a second.
And I still want my mom, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, this person needs help. And honestly, I feel nothing but compassion for them. right? They've been sold a false bill of goods, right? That this is where happiness, this is normal, this is going to work out well, right? So it's not about hating trans people, but I don't think pretending that having that people without penises are men and people with vagina and people with penises are women.
Where do I go? What do I do? My doctor just called me to do an anxiety.
I mean, like, your doctor's probably the problem, quite frankly, right? Like, like we chaff against these things. We fight, like, we say, oh, it's so stupid. But these are lies being crushed. For what? Again, for narcissists to be validated, right? I think it's terrible. So yeah, I think having Yasmin Finney and Jinx Monsoon in a show, which is a family show, is a terrible idea, right? I think it's a terrible idea. Somebody else put Millie on screen again. There you go, Millie. Oh God, so awesome. Oh, just so awesome. So, like, I hate this ridiculous straw man that they hide behind. It's not you don't have a problem with gay people, not having trans people. I have a problem with this insane ideology that you're constantly ramming down my throat. I don't think it's normal to have a penis and be a woman, right? Me and the entirety of science, just us. Like, just like I don't think it's normal to believe the world to be flat, right? That's not normal. So it wasn't about that. It was not, it wasn't about having gay or black people. And on top of everything, right? You could have actually made it work if you made it work, but it was shit and it failed. So, and look, honestly, most people feel, how can I describe it? Unsettled by people who are clearly male presenting as female. Like Dylan Mulvaney just disturbs people. Right, it puts you off. Most straight people are put off by seeing two men kiss. And I'm sorry, I'm not telling you two men shouldn't kiss. I'm not telling you two men shouldn't kiss on TV. I'm not telling you there shouldn't be a gay drama. I'm not telling you there shouldn't have gay characters in TV shows. I'm saying you've got to get all this sexuality out of the things aimed at children. Stop putting your sex into everything, right? And yes, they're not going to. But the scripts, it didn't feel like a big deal. No, it's a big fucking deal with Doctor Who tongue kisses another bloke in a shit story. That's a piece of Bridgerton cosplay. It's a big fucking deal, right? And you pretending it's not a big deal doesn't make it not a big deal. No, it's a big fucking deal. Editorially, Disney may also have a role to play here, but Disney will never take responsibility for you do that. I've had clients like this. Clients that tell you to do the most stupid things. You're like, well, okay then. And you do it, and you recommend against it. I think that's going to work out badly. No, you want that. My wife told me that's my girlfriend said she wanted it that way. Fine, okay, I'll do it that way, no problem. And I do it, and it's awful. And they're like, well, that was terrible. I'm like, yes, I told you that. And then they try and get out of paying it, right? That is Disney for you. Editorial Disney may have a role to play here. Yes, I believe Rusty Davis said, oh, it's going to be great. So we're going to have a queer Doctor Who and everyone's going to love it. It's going to bring forward the whole queer agenda and it's going to be so great. How's that work out for you, mate? Not so good. Not so good. The minor Disney budget boost could be seen in multiple scenes. Yeah, and all of them, every part of it was money poorly spent, right? Just lots of money very, very poorly spent. But we were also told that the streamer was keen to be across plot lines from the off. A rumor has spread that the scene in which the giant snowman falls down on Shooty Gatwa's head because special on the Church and River was demanded by Disney after filming had wrapped and to add exposition for American fans only just coming to the show. What, to say he's been snowman, which is, I don't know, isn't that something coming in your mouth or on your face or something? Let's see if there's any more bullshit from Jason Quinn. When it comes to ratings, a complex picture has developed. Yes, they were shit, and they tried everything in their power to make them seem better. First episode launched with a disappointing 2.6 million viewers overnight. miles behind the opener of Jodie Whittaker, right? Who was the show was cancelled because it looked low ratings, right? Also shipping 2 million viewers from the Tenet Star special. Jordan was keen to keep his eye on the ratings, and he said he was genuinely amazed when it clocked in how big a drop was. Well, I think Russell was amazed as well. When consolidated 7-day figures were taken into account, the entire average was almost down 1.5 million from Whittaker's last season, the least watched season of Doctor Who ever until this, according to the Barb data supplied in the overnights.tv. Right, I never heard of overnight, so I've got to go there again. I got to go there next time. While it failed to light up Barb's 7-day streaming rankings, we were at the time dominated by likes of Baby Reindeer and Clarkson Farm and the evergreens such as EastEnders. EastEnders, nobody watches that. EastEnders has terrible ratings. Armed with reams of own internal data, the BBC has repeatedly stressed the overnights and 7-day figures failed to paint a conclusive portrait. Yeah, their big success stories are, we've done so well in the younger viewers. No, you fucking haven't. You are 0.8 of a million? No, less than that. 0.4 of a million up from Jodie Whittaker, or maybe down. It was like nothing, literally nothing. Where are we up to space? Maybe at the time of writing is up to 6 million viewers. Well, not really. Here, let's look at the bullshittery. Right? It's not really at all. Yeah. Okay. So 5.6, 28-day reach. Okay. So look at all the things they add up. So I guess the date comes out before it was on, watched by 0.13 million live, 1.45. Well, I don't know what Vozdal is. Vozdal, viewer on the same day as live, who those who watch later in the day of transmission, but before 2 a.m. And then time shift. So I guess after. Wait a minute. And then time shift was 1.17. That's people who watched it later in the week, I guess. So here, let's do the math for a second. Let's add this up. So we have, hang on, doink. 0.13 plus 1.45 plus, by the way, that 1,000,009, that's people who watched 2 minutes of it, right? 1.09, right? So that came out 2.67, right? So then add on to that time shift. That's so you add on 1.17. Again, all we know is they watched 2 minutes of Doctor Who. We don't know if people watched it. Plus 0.17, you come out to 3.98, right? So they say they're at 4 million. And then they add, was it 4.43 for the 28-day rating? Then you add on all these other things. 7-day viewer, 20. Like, no, fuck off. It's a fucking failure, right? It's a fucking failure. Duh. It's called adding. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of my gender. Also, don't be scared of adding. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I keep them. Acting picture. This season premiered Iron Player nearly 24 hours before broad. Well, that's your fucking choice. That's like Chris Chibnall saying, well, we're doing it on New Year's Day. We're not doing Christmas Day, so it's a small audience. That's your fucking choice, you fuck-nut moron. Fuckwit idiot. Which impacted the overnight figures. Yes, your rollout of it was epically stupid. Epically stupid. You could have done so much better, really. One industry source was not convinced. Mine. The ratings are a problem, but they tell us they can talk all they like about young viewers, but they're still down from the specials and down from Jodie, which was cancelled because it was so low, right? I imagine serious conversations are happening. Disney will want to see results. And look, they're with Disney. up until the war between the land and the sea, assuming that happens, which they're filming it. I still can't believe they're filming Starfleet Academy, right? I wonder if they're going to announce a crossover this week. Or was it Comic-Con's this week, isn't it? Yeah. Doctor Who's the most in-demand UK show with US audiences during its early release. Well, that's a bit of a tight demographic to get from. Bridgerton, Baby Reindeer, Simpsons. It's not doing well on Disney Plus. If it was, they'll be saying it's the greatest thing ever, right? So, okay, what's going on here? I believe, right? It's my belief that this article is designed to make fans of Doctor Who scared to not watch it, right? They need to support it. This is intended to whip fans into a frenzy of support for Doctor Who. So will it work is a question. No, because the bottom line is these stories are shit, right? They just were. It was a complete failure. I don't want to tell you. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.